Hi guys, welcome to my workshop. Today we will make small but very useful piece of furniture. Oh no, that's just prototype. We will make this. Foldable stool. I used maple flooring for this project, because I have bunch of this material left after home renovation. Beautiful wood, but since it is made for the floors, it has some grooves in the bottom and tongue and groove joinery on the sides, so I had to remove it all. I used planer to remove the grooves from the bottom side. First coarse planing, then fine, to obtain nice smooth finish. My material was a bit under 3/4 of an inch after this operation. You can use thicker or even thinner material for this build, depending on who is gonna sit on this stool. Look at all those shavings dancing in my dust collector. On the table saw I removed all the tongues and grooves. I moved outside to my miter saw and removed tongues on the short sides. In the workshop I marked desired length and then cross-cut my material on the table saw using miter gauge. Dust collection works on my table saw better than on the miter saw. In the next step I ripped boards to the desired width, which is 1.5 inch, but I will give you exact measurements in 4th minute of this video. Tips of legs and brackets need to be round. I marked the center of the circle and then drew the half circles using my compass. I set my miter gauge for 45 degrees and cut off corners to get rid of majority of the unwanted material. Then I moved to the disc sander and continued removing material, at first on the edge of the disc and then for fine tuning the shape and removing burn marks to the center of the disc. Since I was there already, I sanded all the surfaces. Time to drill holes for the dowels. I'm using Forstner bits which require slow RPM. To avoid the tear out, I'm not drilling all the way through, stopping just before doing so. After flipping boards around, I can finish the hole and obtain beautiful sharp edges on both sides. Back to the table saw to cut off the corners of legs and brackets at the 45-degree angle. One could also do this on a miter saw. I used router table to add nice chamfer to seat boards on longer and shorter edges, but only on one side. And this is how all the parts should look like. You can also see dimensions. One could scale this all up and make a foldable table as well. Connectors which I'm showing here are 300 mm long for now. I cut them shorter during assembly when I was sure how long they need to be. Last thing worth to be done is breaking the edges so the whole thing is smoother to touch. I like to use a small block plane, but it can be done with a sandpaper as well. Assembly should start from legs, which we are connecting using thick dowels. There is no need for glue here, dowels should fit tightly in holes. Long dowel connects inside brackets with legs. It is also handled to carry the stool around. As you can see, one of my dowels doesn't fit too tightly, but after gluing the whole thing up, everything should be okay. Short, thin dowels go to the second pair of legs and outside brackets. Long dowel connects 4 boards. Short thinner dowels go here and here. Thicker dowels connect legs here and here. Seat boards need to be glued to the brackets right at the diagonal cut edges. There is no gap in between them. Flip the stool over and glue the other two seat boards to the outside brackets. Also glue the legs connectors in place, about 40 mm above the floor. Sounds simple, right? But in reality this glue up was awkward, as you can see. I used clamps as clamps and clamps as spreaders. I went with Titebond 3, as it's the strongest glue I know. I used a straw to remove its squeeze out. Do you know this trick? Stool is ready, but it needs my logo on it, which my buddy burned for me with his lasers on a maple veneer. It took me one afternoon to make this stool. It spent the night in clamps, and in the morning I added my logo. It was a fun project and I hope you enjoyed watching me making it. Today we will make small but very useful piece of furniture.